Hello friends, I am Ramal AS, Assistant Professor in Civil Engineering Department, Sandipani Teaching Campus, Latur. Today's topic is a concept of influence line diagram and influence line diagram for a simply supported beam. Learning outcomes. After watching this video, student will be able to understand the concept of influence line diagram, and also a student will be able to draw the ILD for simply supported beams. Now the concept of the ILD, that is the influence line diagram, it is a graphical representation of shear force, bending moment, tension, etc. along the length of beam, frame or a truss influenced at a given section due to the unit load moving from one end to other end. That is the throughout the span. Now take a pause and question arise in the mind. What are the uses of influence line diagram? So use of this influence line diagram to study of a shear force and bend moment diagram for a single concentrated load, UDL longer than the span, UDL shorter than the span, two concentrated loads and a series of concentrated loads. Now this is our numeric. Draw the ILD for simply supported beam for reaction at support and shear force and bend moment diagram at a section C. Now this is a beam AB having the length L, and we have to find out the draw the ILD for support reaction and also ILD for shear force and bend moment for the section C. And when we draw the ILD, always apply the unit load which is moving from left to right throughout the span. So here unit load is moving from left to right throughout the span. So now first step is the calculation of reactions. Here take sigma MA is equal to 0. Take the clockwise as positive and anti-clockwise as negative. So equation is 1 into x is the clockwise and RB into L is the anti-clockwise. So 1 into x minus RB into L. So RB into L is equal to 1 minus x. So we got here RB is equal to x by L. Now then apply the sigma Fy condition. Vertically upward is positive and vertically downward is the negative. So RA is vertically upward, RB is vertically upward, as Y is positive, and this unit load is vertically downward is the minus. So RA plus RB minus 1 equal to 0. RB is equal to x. We know RB is equal to this x by L. So x by L minus 1 is equal to 0. So RB is equal to 1 minus x by L. Now the ILD, that is the influence line diagram for reaction RA. So here we have to develop the equation for the RA. Already we have developed the equation of RA is equal to 1 minus x by L. This 1 minus x by L. So equation of RA, that is equal to 1 minus x by L. Now here the limit. This load is moving from this left to right throughout the span, that is the from 0 to the L. So here a limit is 0, this x is greater than 0 and less than the L. So put here limit first when x equal to 0 in this equation of the RA. It means here this load is at the 0 and that is the unit load. So equation here RA is equal to 1 minus, here instead of x put here the 0. So 0 by L. So RA is equal to 1. Now next condition is put when x equal to the L. It means this unit load is at the B. In this way this unit load is at the location of support B. So here we know the equation of RA is 1 minus x by L. Here put x equal to L in this equation. So RA is equal to 1 minus L by L. So that gets cancelled out, it means 1. So 1 minus 1 is the 0. So Ra is equal to 0. It means when the x equal to 0, Ra is equal to the 1, and when x equal to L, Ra is equal to the 0. So now we draw here the ILD for reaction Ra. Draw the horizontal line AB span here. Now we know when x equal to 0, R is equal to 1. It means when x equal to 0, R equal to 1. So here this Ra is equal to the 1. Next is when x equal to L, Ra is equal to 0. So here when x is equal to L, it means at location B. It means at location B. Here the 0. Then draw the line from this 1 to 0 in this way. This is the ILD for the reaction Ra. Now ILD for reaction Rb. Again same procedure. Equation of the Rb that we know. Equation of Rb is x by L. Again the same, limit is 0 to L. Limit is the 0 to L. This x is greater than 0 and less than the L. So now first put here when x equal to 0. It means like this. When x equal to 0 means unit load is at the location of the A. In that case Rb is equal to here 0. Put this 0 into this equation. So 0 by L. So Rb is equal to 0. The next here when x equal to L, it means this unit load is at the location B. So here likewise unit load is at the location of B. In that case what is the Rb? So Rb is equal to, we know, is x by L. Put here x is equal to L. So Rb is equal to L by L. So Rb is equal to the 1. So we got here Rb when x equal to 0, Rb is equal to 0, and when x equal to L, Rb is equal to the 1. Now draw the line AB full length form. Then when x equal to 0, we know Rb is equal to 0. It means at here. When x equal to 0 means at the A. Here this Rb is equal to 0. Then when x is equal to L, it means at the B location. Rb is equal to 1. So Rb is equal to 1. Now join this line A to B, 0 to 1. So this is the ILD for reaction Rb. Next is the ILD for shear force at a section C. So we have to draw the ILD for the shear force, but for the at a section C, which is having resistance Z from the support A. Now for that there are two conditions. There are the two conditions. First condition, now condition number 1, that is limit x is greater than 0 and less than Z. It means when the load is between A to C. It means when the load is between the A to C. What is the shear force at the C? When the load is between A to C, what is the shear force at this location C? Here, if you take it from the right side shear force, we'll draw the separate diagram here. From the right side, shear force at C, that is equal to, we know, this is sign convention, we are taking from the right side. So, from the right side, upward force is negative and downward force is the positive. Now from the right side there is only one force, and that is the Rb. So from the right side this upward force is negative. So shear force at C is equal to minus Rb. And we know Rb is equal to the x by L. So shear force at C is equal to minus x by L. So we got here the equation of shear force at C when the load is between 0 to Z. So now put the limit 0 and the Z. So limits here when x equal to 0. Shear force at C is equal to, here put here the x is equal to 0. So minus 0 by L. So that is equal to the shear force at C is equal to 0. It means when this x equal to 0, a shear force at C is equal to the 0. The next condition, that is the limit is our 0 to z. So put here x equal to z in this equation. So that becomes shear force at C is equal to minus z by L. So here put here x equal to the z. So by first condition that we got here, when x equal to 0, shear force is 0, and when x equal to z, a shear force is minus z by L. Then next condition, that is condition number 2, the limit is when z to L, that is x is greater than z and less than the L. It means a load is between C to B. It means the load is between C to B. So here, what is the shear force at the section C when the load is between C to B? So if you take it from the left side, we will draw the separate diagram. So shear force at C when load is between C to B, or limit is Z to L. So this is the, we are taking it shear force from the right side. So we know from the right side, upward force is the positive and downward force is the negative. So at section C, and we are calculating the shear force from left side. So left side only one vertical force, and that is the RA, and that is the upward, that is why it's a plus. So here the shear force at C is equal to the RA, and we know RA is equal to 1 minus x by L. 1 minus x by L. So now next step is put this limit Z and the L. So here the limits when x equal to Z, when x is equal to Z, when the load is between C to B. Shear force at C is equal to here 1 minus, here instead of x, here put x is equal to Z. So here is Z by L. Now next is the L. So x is equal to the L. Shear force at C is equal to here 1 minus, here put x is equal to the L. So L by L is 1. So shear force is equal to 0. So here we got when the load is between C to B, x is equal to Z, the shear force is 1 minus Z by L, and when the x is equal to L, the shear force is equal to 0. Now we got all the ordinates, that is when load between A to C also, and when load between C to B also. So we draw here the ILD for a shear force at section C. Now when first limit 0 to Z, in that case x equal to 0, your shear force is equal to 0. When x is equal to Z, shear force is equal to minus Z by L. Now here draw the line here. Now when x is equal to 0, shear force is 0, and x is equal to Z means at here when the load is between A to C, in that case x equal to Z, the shear force is minus Z by L, like this. Minus means below the line, plus means above the line. Now here 0 and Z. So at 0 shear force is 0, and at the Z shear force is minus Z by L. So join this line like this, is 0 to Z by L, and this is the negative. Now next is when the load is between C to B, the limit is Z to L. In that case x equal to Z, a shear force is equal to 1 minus Z by L. So this value is the positive. So here 1 minus Z by L, at this Z location the ordinate is 1 minus Z by L. Now next is x is equal to L, a shear force is equal to 0. So join this 1 minus Z by L to the 0 in this way, and this is the positive. So this is the inclined line diagram for the shear force at section C. Now the ILD for a bending moment at section C. So again there is a two condition, that is when the first condition is when the load is between A to C, it means a limit is 0 to Z, that is x is greater than 0 and less than the Z. In that condition 0 to Z, we are considering a sagging as positive and hogging as a negative. So a bending moment at C when the load is between A to C. We can calculate it from left side also, or we can calculate it from the right side also. So we are calculating here from the right side bending moment at the C. So bending moment at C, that is here the reaction RB. Now this creates the sagging bending moment. So here is RB into L minus Z, because this is the total L and this is a Z. So remaining distance is the L minus Z. So we have the value of RB is x by L. So bending moment at C when the load is between 0 to Z, equation is x by L into the L minus Z by L. So simplify this, x in bracket L minus Z divided by the L. So now here how to put, we got here the equation of bending moment. Now put the limit 0 and the Z. So now the limits 0 to Z means we have to put the value of x is 0 and the Z. So x is equal to 0. What is the bending moment? So bending moment at C is equal to, we know here x equal to 0. Put here x equal to 0. So 0 in bracket L minus Z by the L. So bending moment at C is equal to 0. The next is the x is equal to Z. So bending moment at C is equal to, here put the here instead of x is the Z. So Z in bracket L minus Z by L. So we got the values when the load is between A to C, when x equal to 0, bending moment is 0, and when x is equal to Z, bending moment is equal to Z in bracket L minus Z by the L. Now the second condition, that is limit is Z to L, x is greater than Z and less than the L, greater than or equal to the Z and less than or equal to the L. It means a load is between C to B. It means C to B, that is the Z to L. Z to L. So now again we are considering a sagging as positive and hogging as negative. So now bending moment at C we know that is the Z into L minus x into L minus Z divided by the L. But here we are again calculating the bending moment at C from the left side or the right side. So we are calculating here the bending moment from the left side, and that is again this force is creating the sagging bending moment, that is why the plus. So RA into the Z is the bending moment at the C. So we know RA is equal to 1 minus x by L. So 1 minus x by L into the Z. So here if you simplify, this becomes Z in bracket is L minus x divided by the L. Now we have to put the limit Z and the L. So equation is bending moment at C is equal to Z into L minus x divided by the L. So first is limit Z to L, that is when the load is greater than or equal to the Z and less than or equal to the L. So x is equal to Z. So here bending moment at C is equal to, now put here x is equal to Z in this equation. So that becomes Z in bracket L minus Z by the L. Then x is equal to L, that put the limit here, x is equal to the L in this equation. So here bending moment is equal to Z in bracket L minus L divided by the L. So L minus L is 0. So bending moment is equal to 0. Now we got here when the load is between C to B, x is equal to Z, the bending moment is Z in bracket L minus Z by the L, and when x is equal to L, bending moment is 0. So now we draw here the ILD for the bending moment at section C. When a limit is 0 to Z, x is equal to 0, bending moment is 0, and s equal to Z, bending moment is equal to Z in bracket L minus Z by the L. Then second condition is Z to, that is the Z to L here, is x is equal to Z, bending moment at C is equal to Z in bracket L minus Z by the L, and when x is equal to L, bending moment at C is equal to 0. So now we draw here the ILD. Now x, when the load is between 0 to Z, x is equal to 0 here. So x equal to 0, bending moment is the 0. Then x is equal to Z, bending moment is equal to Z in bracket L minus Z by L. So this value is positive, so above the line. Then x is equal to again the Z when the load is between C to B, that is the same value, that is why is a point, and when x is equal to L, bending moment is equal to 0. So at the location Z, here the value is the same, that is the Z in bracket L minus Z divided by L, and Z in bracket L minus divided by the L. So in this way, here the ordinate is Z in bracket L minus Z divided by the L, and this is the positive. Thank you.